Welcome back. We missed you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hyped movies with the biggest box office drop-off.
It's coming! It's coming! Dad, Jesus, coming! It's right on the
For this list, we'll be looking at the buzziest movies that experienced a shortfall the week after their initial release. Let us know in the comments which movies you think were undeserving of their drop-off.
I am not putting this team in more danger.
What about their team? Jean can hold that shuttle together, can't you, Jean?
Number 10, The Flash. In the months leading up to this film's release, lead actor Ezra Miller made headlines with their controversial behavior. Reports of harassment and disorderly conduct made the promotion of this anticipated DC blockbuster an uphill battle. Furthermore, the film's initial announcement years earlier coincided with the debut of the CW series of the same name.
It's made of a reinforced tripolymer. It's heat and abrasive resistance, so it should withstand your moving at high velocity speed.
It's possible that this long lead confused audiences. After shifting release dates, the film finally premiered. The project saw tepid reviews, which did not help drive attendance. Unfortunately, this turned out to be one of the DC franchise's biggest failures, with a drop-off of 72%.
Well, I'd really love to stay and clean up more mess, but this little superhero needs his breakfast.
Goodbye, Flash.
Yeah, bye, Batman.
Number 9, Solo, A Star Wars Story.
Han,
You were gone too long. I knew something must have gone wrong.
For decades, Star Wars seemed to be an enduring franchise that guaranteed success for any project that shared the name. But this time, this Star Wars name was not enough to garner success. Extensive reshoots bloated the budget, and the project needed to draw in a large audience to break even. While the reviews were fairly positive, the movie didn't seem special enough to entice moviegoers.
Captain. I'm Han.
Nobody cares.
Critics noted that the story felt unnecessary, lacking the urgency and significance of previous Star Wars installments. Others suggest that audiences were fatigued by the franchise and couldn't be bothered with any more stories. Whatever the reason, it fell 65% its second week. Even the most revered legacies can face challenges with new installments.
You find some way to square this. We still get our money?
Maybe.
Number 8, Fantastic Four.
When I grow up, I want to be the first person in human history to teleport himself.
Hoping to inject some new life into the franchise, the director of 2012's Chronicle was placed at the helm of this buzzworthy movie. But stories of a tumultuous production did not bode well for the project's future. Upon release, the critics panned the film for its pacing issues and its unnecessary bleakness.
Where is Reed?
I don't know. He's scared, Harvey. They're all just scared kids.
The same day the movie hit theaters, the director took to Twitter to vent about his frustrations with the studio. Due to the negative reviews and his outburst, the film was not able to recover at the box office, dropping 68% after its premiere. It was only a matter of time before this movie became known as the flop of the summer. Despite fans' optimism, this film failed to deliver the revitalized story it promised.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I could use some... You want a drink?
Number 7, Alien 3.
Get down to the beach. There may be others. No!
David Fincher's first feature film after making a name for himself directing music videos was famous for its chaotic production. He struggled with other key players for creative control, and the public soon caught wind of the drama. Although the film performed almost as well as its predecessors, it suffered a big second-week drop and was soon considered a failure.
What brother means to say is we view the presence of any outsider, especially a woman, as a violation of the harmony, potential break in the spiritual unity.
On the international stage, it earned more than the original Alien film, which is a bit of a bright side. The most devoted fans consider this installment the worst in the franchise, and its director agrees. In 2009, Fincher officially disowned the film. To his credit, the film has a visually striking aesthetic and is certainly worth a revisit.
The company sent me here to show your friendly face, to demonstrate how important you are to us. To me.
Number 6. Star Trek Nemesis.
Shinzon of Remus is offering us a chance to make ourselves stronger than ever before. It would be madness to reject it.
The release of this film signaled the end of the next generation. With mixed reviews, it saw a sharp decline in sales in its second week. One of the producers remarked that the project faced some steep competition at the box office.
It seems as though we are truly sailing into the unknown.
It had to contend with heavy hitters such as Harry Potter, James Bond, and Lord of the Rings. Going up against such high-profile releases posed a tough challenge for a sci-fi production with a more niche appeal. There were actually plans for another project with this cast. However, the lukewarm reception at the box office sealed the fate of the further adventures with this ensemble.
Of course, you're happy, but what about my needs? This is all a damned inconvenience.
Number 5. Dark Phoenix.
So we're going to space?
Yes, Kurt, we are going into space.
We're doing space missions now. Cool.
After X-Men Apocalypse was deemed the worst of the franchise, this film had its work cut out for it. The story arc of the Phoenix was beloved among X-Men comic fandom and had already been somewhat adapted in an earlier entry. Fans were cautiously hopeful that this would be a more worthy adaptation.
Whatever happened up there made you stronger. You know, I've never seen a power rating like this. You're literally... you're off the charts.
But it suffered a turbulent production that resulted in several delays, and assault allegations against Bryan Singer further tarnished the reputation of the project. While he doesn't appear to be directly involved in the project, Singer was deeply attached to the franchise through his production company. Reports of unfavorable test screenings signaled trouble ahead. When the film finally hit theaters, it underperformed at the box office, diving after a tepid premiere.
He just showed you your past. Follow me into your future.
Number 4. Halloween Ends.
So here I am, a survivor attempting to share my story and find healing.
One of horror's most recognizable characters was largely missed in this final installment of the most recent Halloween trilogy. 2018's Halloween received favorable reviews, but its two COVID-era sequels suffered diminishing returns. Even in 2022, audiences were hesitant about going to theaters, so the studio hedged its bets by releasing the film on NBC's streaming service the same day it hit theaters.
You tempted and you provoked that man when you should have left him alone.
And then the unfavorable reviews further encouraged viewers to catch it at home, resulting in an incredible 80% crash on the second weekend. The biggest criticism came from the lack of focus on Michael Myers. Instead, the story revolved around the nebulous evil that was infecting Haddonfield. Fans were left hungry for a more satisfying conclusion for this beloved franchise.
There would be no tombstone, no memorial. The mysteries were put to bed, and the story as we told it was to fade with time.
Number 3. Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
You don't have to use a silver bullet. But if you forge one, well then, we don't have to depend upon the kindness of monsters.
The anticipation surrounding the first live-action film showcasing the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight generated a tremendous amount of publicity. But with a rumored budget of $420 million, this film needed to surpass almost $1 billion just to break even. Eager fans flooded theaters, making the first weekend a success.
You're not brave. Men are brave.
But word of mouth spoke of incoherence and boredom. For tentpole projects such as this, the second week is the true indication of a project's success, and by that measure, it failed. Despite breaking a couple of box office records, the film turned out to be a disappointment. Number 2. The Matrix Revolutions.
You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep fighting.
As a whole, the Matrix series had a profound cultural impact. It revolutionized the sci-fi genre and popularized groundbreaking visual effects. With its third installment, the anticipation of a thrilling conclusion was at a fever pitch, but the film did not match that anticipation.
6 hours ago, I told the Merovingian I was ready to give anything and everything for you. Do you know what's changed in the last 6 hours?
The criticism of the film was split. On one side, fans of the film appreciated that it had satisfying special effects. On the other, folks were displeased that the emotional elements seemed to fall by the wayside. While effects can be compelling and useful, the characters are what audiences connect with. A well-drawn story with emotionally rich characters can make or break that second week at the box office. It seems that this film missed the mark.
I'm supposed to say something.
Everything that has a beginning has an end, Neo.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Last Airbender.
Earthbenders! Why are you acting this way? You are powerful and amazing people.
With all the makings of a bona fide hit, this project botched any hope of becoming a live-action franchise. Despite the success of the animated Nickelodeon series, this film was immediately panned and all plans for future sequels to this particular adaptation were scrapped. The poor acting and haphazard 3D treatments discouraged audiences from recommending the film to friends and family.
There's a ceremony when everyone bows to me. That's when I accept my role as the Avatar.
Also, the title was changed to omit Avatar to avoid confusion with James Cameron's epic of the same name. However, this may have caused the film to go unnoticed by some because Avatar is firmly planted in the source material's identity. By the second week, audiences were seeking entertainment elsewhere.
You must stop the Avatar from mastering earth and fire. You must give us the time to get to that day.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.